What are your thoughts on this election and what we do about the causes we support, like Social Security, going forward?
Well, I share all the emotions you've just described, but I have another one, which is a kind of feeling of opportunity and optimism. And let me explain why that is. When I look at the election results, obviously it was a terrible day for Democratic candidates, but it was actually a pretty good day for Democratic policies. The minimum wage was raised in 4 very red states. I should pull them out in front of me, but I Arkansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, and one other, I think Alaska was the other one. It was on the ballot, not binding in Illinois, and it passed quite well. Marijuana is becoming more legalized, certainly medical marijuana, every time there's a ballot. There were some pro-choice initiatives, some family leave initiatives that all passed. The American people are much more progressive than the pundits would describe, the mainstream elites describe them. And the problem is that the mainstream Democrats are much too much Republican light. And I think there's really an opportunity here on my issue of Social Security, and the one I know you care a lot about too and share and write about. Social Security is what is often called in social issues a wedge issue, because there is overwhelming Republican support for what is traditionally a Democratic position. And in this case, the right way to distinguish yourself on Social Security is to come out strongly to expand it. And Richard, I know I'm going on long, but if I can just make one more point on this,
Sure.
And that is that in this election cycle, Democrats have been, in fact, this has been the last few election cycles, they have been somehow bought into the lie that all you can do with Social Security are unpopular things, and therefore don't talk about it and just talk in generalities about saving it and privatizing it. And the problem is the Republicans say exactly the same thing. They want to save it too. So the problem is the voters are not clear where, and it neutralizes the issue. In an election year where a disproportionate number of the voters were seniors and those approaching retirement age, expanding Social Security should have been the front and centerpiece position of the Democratic Party. And my optimism and hope is that we can convince them from this bloodbath yesterday, on Tuesday, was that in 2016 they will be right on this issue.